I've known Joe for as long as I can remember.
I remember a couple of my first impressions of him. I was a little intimidated at first because he's an officer of the law, and you know, he busts people down, so I thought he was going to see me acting up, and I don't know, so it's kind of like, oh, I can't act foolish around him.
When I think of Joe, he's just always been there as a brother in the faith that I could look up to, and it's really a blessing.
But you know, as I got to know him, you know, I just realized, you know, he's actually he's a goofy guy too. He can be serious, he can be funny.
I think if I think of one person that I can name that has really discipled me and shown me like real examples of what it means to, you know, seek after God, I think of Joe.
I see someone like Joe, I see a visible example of what it means to be self-controlled and sober. And so, you know, for Joe, I think, you know, I'm really impressed by just his character.
He always keeps his faith in God. It doesn't really waver. It's just, to him, it's something that he understands. He keeps persevering, and it's just really encouraging.
His just ability to teach and to express, you know, biblical thought and doctrine, you know, into simple terms. Maybe we'll have an easy-going conversation with him. He's a good counselor as well. You know, I'm sure he's been through a lot in his life, and you know, he has definitely a lot to share about, especially in terms of relationships.
Just when I think of Joe, think of a man who's steadfast, doesn't resolve in his, or who doesn't waver in his resolve for God.
And so that's kind of like a standard that, you know, I'm personally striving for, and you know, I feel like God has really blessed our church with someone like Joe, who kind of embodies that, you know, biblical quality of a leader.